Okay, it's Tuesday, January 22nd. It's a day we've been waiting for quite a while because the governor just released his budget, and we are at first glance pretty pleased with several aspects of it. I noticed that there's important new appropriations in the budget for child care, for the MFIP safety net program, uh, some money that's been put into early education. Very happy about that. All of these programs that have had significant cuts over the last couple of budget cycles, looks like there's some repairing going on that we're pleased about. And then probably the biggest piece is the movement ahead on health care, enrolling more people in the public health care programs, and creating the exchanges. Now, some of these new initiatives are paid for with a tax increase, and we're going to be hearing a lot about this in the days ahead. And I think it's really important to understand that this is made necessary by some really unstable budgeting, unsustainable budgeting that we've done in the last couple of budget cycles, where we've been using one-time money, burning up the reserves, using accounting gimmicks, and borrowing from schools and cutting local governments, which has made for a rise in property taxes. So what Governor Dayton's budget does is he appears, at least at first glance, to do two things: put a lot more stability and sustainability in the budget. I would call that being honest about putting forth a revenue-raising plan that puts the state on sound financial footing and is adequate to the task for the services that people demand and expect, and that are smart. Secondly, the whole tax system appears to be fairer, that is, better based on ability to pay. He's got a higher income tax rate for married couples earning more than $250,000. It's an additional 2% on their tax rate, affects about 2% of the highest tax filers. In addition, broad expansion in the sales tax, which we kind of expected. Wasn't sure how far he would go on clothing. He's got this introduced as on items over $100 would be, clothing items over $100 would be subject to the sales tax. Also, many business-to-business services would come under the sales tax. It's an interesting thing, though. He's broadened the base so much that the tax rate can actually fall. So overall, some people will pay less in sales taxes because the overall rate, which is currently, let's see, I got this right here. Well, the rate cut is a 20% rate cut down to 5.6%. So that's an interesting kind of swap. Larger base for a lower rate, and then there's increased sales taxes on cigarettes, and I think alcohol too. As you can tell, I'm still paging through the governor's budget trying to make sense of it, but the new money seems to be coming, or be identified pretty much with this increase in the cigarette tax, putting us on an equal footing with the state of Wisconsin. So all in all, the legislature will go through this page by page, but we're pretty pleased that it looks like the adequacy is there to support the state budget, so it's in balance going forward. It takes a bite out of the debt that we owe to the schools, and it has a big property tax rebate, or rebate softener, property tax softener for property taxpayers. We're going to be meeting with revenue officials this afternoon to see some of their computer projections on what the overall fairness really is statistically. I'll share that with you as soon as I know it, but right now it looks like it's a sound budget, and it's put together in a more fair fashion than what we've seen.